please spare me mercy, I cannot take it. So it's time to review this new Mercyme Wonder and Awe album. Now, if you don't know who Mercyme is, they are a Christian band from Oklahoma, led by the legendary singer and legendary dancer, Art Millard. You'll probably know from their previous music, such as I Can Only Imagine, and as well with other songs from different other albums that they have come out with. Some have been quite good and enjoyable to listen to, and some may not always be my most favorite, but that is up to you to decide if that is something that you enjoy. But right now, let's just break it down. We're going to look at the voice, the lyrics, the rhythm, and as well as the production that has been placed into this album, and I'll give my final thoughts on what I think on the album at the very end. Yeah, so the voice in this one wasn't entirely bad, but it was not entirely the greatest as well. I think it was okay. I think Art Millard still does a pretty good job at bringing his voice into the mic, and yeah, in this entire album I do think he did very well in succeeding through that. However, I do think that there could have been maybe just a little bit more, and I know that Mercyme sticks with this same style that they usually stick with. But yeah, Bart Millard did alright in this one, but it wasn't anything major interesting that I have listened to in this album. One thing I can say about the lyrics, like every single Mercyme song, is that it is always God-centered, and that is something that I always enjoy in a lot of Christian contemporary music, and especially with Mercyme that does very well with it. However, it's not lyrics that I enjoy listening to when it comes to having a bit more catchy or creativeness that they would bring in. I think they could have done so much more with the lyrics, because I cannot remember a thing from lyrics from that album. Songs like Oh Death does give a good lyrics that they have brought in. However, with other songs, it doesn't always work like that. So yeah, the lyrics were quite bland and not very, catchy to listen to and everything. So yeah, I think they could have done a little bit more better with their lyrics in that one. Now, if I were to look at songs like Shake, or even with their worship songs like Even If or I Can Only Imagine, I could only imagine that their music would be much more better than the music that they have placed here. The rhythm in here was just absolutely weak and boring. Nothing stands out. Nothing is creative or enjoyable. I just feel like it's just mainly just boring instrumentals with boring rhythms and flows and what they bring into their songs. Sure, like songs like Oh Death and Sing were quite enjoyable songs because they had some good rhythms and tempos that they actually brought into this album that really stands out a lot. But the rest of the album is just boring. It's just nothing that I can say I would listen to and have a great time listening to them. Okay, I will say that the production side of it is not too bad. I will still say that the voice side of things were still probably a little bit more better than the production side, but I would say that the production was much more, it was much more standard, having the band's own things such as guitars, drums, piano, and yeah, and I think that the sound and engineering and the mixing was just okay in my opinion. Like, there's nothing that's too interesting. And like I said, this entire album really is nothing very interesting, to be honest. But yeah, I wouldn't complain too much about the production side of it. I do think they could have added a bit more here and there, but that's why I say that songs like Sing were quite good songs, to be honest. I do think that was a good song. So overall, the album to me was not really the greatest, in my opinion. I think the album really had a thing where I could see that they could have done probably a bit more better. But honestly, when I just listened to this album, I just feel like Mercyme just wanted to just create random songs and just wanting to just say, okay, let's create the song and let's get it over and done with. It's quite boring. It's not to say that the songs in here were, entirely bad. it just felt very boring. It just felt like they just didn't give a way of how they could create new music and trying to just go a little bit beyond in what they have been previously doing. And I think that's what they should keep doing, because I feel like that's what they have done ever since, from the time when they went from I Can Only Imagine to then to songs like Shake and Even If. I mean, they came from a long way uh, from back in the times of the early 2000s. But I feel like they could have just done a little bit more, honestly, on this one. Yeah, that, and I would just say this album was just boring, just simple as well. But you know what? At least it's something that can be listenable to some people, but maybe to me, not really. I'm giving this one a 4 out of 10. It's, yeah, not really my favorite Mercy Me album. But let me know what you guys think of it. See what you guys think of the album when you listen to it. Yeah, and give your opinions. Thank you for watching. Bye.